Greetings and welcome to Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts. If you're watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunt Hangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunt Hangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. Now, if you're not a member or if you're not logged into Stunt Hangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. If you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying. That's the SMF, Smart Men Flying. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunt Hangar will not approve you. Now, if you're inclined to not come in but just enjoy watching us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. You can enter your questions or comments in the chat box over here. And I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show, but understand sometimes even I can't get a word in myself. So be patient, and I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comments. And by the way, you only can do that during a live stream. So like I said earlier, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you find the Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts that I host, or the many building videos, the contest coverage that Sparky does on this platform informative and enjoyable, please hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, and subscribe, share, comments. All these engagements help the Stunt Hangar YouTube channel grow. Please consider joining Stunt Hangar's YouTube channel memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And by the way, I'm a member. I have the $4.99 come out of my own checking account because I see the value in it. I mean, we have some people that have been doing model airplanes for like 60 years and plus. Plus, we have some guests that have happened to have won the world championship or nationals. And we have people come in from all over the world, Indonesia, New Zealand, Canada, and there are other places that I probably forgot to mention. So it's a great opportunity for you to help the hobby and invest in something that you're passionate about. If you're hopefully you're like me, I'm very passionate. I love model airplanes. I love flying, particularly stunt, but I'm open to all aspects of model aviation. So please donate. Now, if you can't do the monthly subscription, please do the super chat, which is right over here below the chat box. This is only available during the live stream. The super chat's not available on the replays. On the replays, do the super thanks. I believe it's a heart shape with a dollar sign in it. Hit that and you can donate any amount you like. Now, this is Sparky's YouTube channel. And so if you want to get in touch with me, if you have any questions or comments about the show, it's best to reach out to me on my platform, which is called Flying Control Line Stunt. Let me repeat that. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. I fly control line planes. My channel is called Flying Control Line Stunt. If you go there, please locate the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which is a video that Sparky shot with his video camera, me flying his beautiful and light Junar XL. It was orange back then. I believe today it's white with orange trim. One of Sparky's best flying airplanes and one of the best flying planes I can remember flying. Flew great in the wind. It was just great. It was a bucket list day for me to be at the Nationals. I only dreamed of being there, and I only could even dream or imagine having a pretty plane. So Sparky helped me out with that. So check it out. I flew the pattern. I only had about 3 or 4 patterns on that plane, and it wasn't my plane, so I was being very, very careful with it. Anyway, check it out. You can like and share and subscribe there as well. I'd appreciate that. Oh, as a member of Sparky's YouTube channel, you have access to member only videos. Not all of these videos that are done are for public consumption. Some are just for members only. So check it out. You might see some videos you haven't seen before. I know there's an Al Ray video, and there's some of my videos that I've hosted that are member only, and then there's some videos that Sparky has done that are members only. So there'll be a value in it for you if you subscribe. So please do that. Please support this channel and Stunt Hangar Forum. There is a badge. You can go to the badge. There's a badge you can get for 24 donations. Hit the badge button on the forum, and then it'll take you to his PayPal account, and you can help him maintain the Stunt Hangar Forum. Anyways, with that being said, I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Please keep the conversations family room friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things you wouldn't do or say around your own children or grandchildren. Without any further ado, I'm now going to post a link at Stunt Hangar at the bench at Stunt Hangar Forum. Let me do that right now. I know that's bad English, but I love how that sounds. So here we go. The link is now posted with today's date, and it says Friday too. So it doesn't say Monday; it says Friday. So that's done correctly. And let me do one other thing, a couple other things actually. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. And let me see here. Make my way over to what I call the control panel. Just give me a moment to get there. I really wish there was a way that it was already done and I didn't have to do this. But until I learn any better, that's how it is. And I'm making my way there right now. And it looks like we are streaming. Very good. We're live. And looks like we have 5 concurrent viewers, 2 likes. If you have not hit the like button, please smash that. That helps the analytics of the show. And looks like Ed Waski is in here. Fantastic. Hi, Ed. How you doing?
Can you hear me, Charles?
Yeah, I sure can.
Okay, my son was helping me. I lost the mic and speakers last week.
Oh, okay.
And so I had to leave, and he's making sure that I didn't have a problem tonight.
Oh, that is very nice of him.
Yeah, Andrew. I don't know if he's
right,
still
Andrew.
there or not.
Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it. So how was your holiday?
Oh, it was great and stuff. Yeah, we let me get the volume a little more. We took it easy, enjoyed company, friends, and that. So oh shoot, what did I just do?
No, you're fine. You're fine now. You're fine.
You disappeared on me.
Oh, okay.
So I am going to attempt to share a photo tonight.
All right. Oh, great.
And but a certain person has to come in first.
Okay.
Because he's in it.
Hope that person comes in. I hope.
Yeah.
And what you could do is if you tilt your camera down. I'm just getting this the bottom of your chin. There we go. Excellent.
Okay.
There we go.
And so what? I already have the photo up in the background.
Good.
So if I understood it right, I have the photo where I can click on it, and I have to hit, I think, share.
Right. So, and then you have to reselect it. There would be like another gallery will appear.
Since nobody else is in, can we try it before they get here?
Yeah, go ahead. Excellent. Good idea.
All right, so what do I do first?
Okay, you already have it up. So go down to the bottom of your screen and hit the share button.
Yep.
And then you have to reselect that photo. You'll see a gallery that'll have maybe different things up, and reselect that photo. Excellent. There we go. Excellent. Perfect.
So somebody in the group, if they join, is in that photo.
All right, cool. If you want to close it, you can close it and then save it for later when that person comes in. Just hit stop sharing at the very top.
Stop share.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
All right. Good job. Good job. Let me see. Let me check out the chat box. I have Dennis Adamiston. He says, and he's a member of our YouTube channel. I try to recognize our members. It's not everybody in the chat box, not everybody who watches our show is a member of our YouTube channel. So I want to give these people recognition for their contributions and support. And Dennis Adamiston is a member of our YouTube channel. He gave us a like. Then Andrew, he says, hello, Charles. And then Andrew says, no worries. Enjoy your night. Thank you very much, Andrew. Yeah, I'm going to just relax the holiday season as amongst us. And I had to accept that Christmas is around the corner. You know, after Thanksgiving, it's full speed ahead, commercials and songs and all that stuff. So next person that came in is Jonathan Caradas. Thank you, Jonathan, for coming in. And then Howard Rush. Hey, Rush, how you doing, Howard?
I'm doing okay. Happy Black Friday.
All right, absolutely.
You
That's
spend all your
right.
money?
Me, no, not. But my wife has done a little bit, I think. I mean, there's some deals out there, no doubt about it. But you can't have everything, right?
Yeah.
And Gary Sinclair is in the chat box, and he's a monitor of our Stunt Hangar YouTube channel, as well as Greg Biswick. And then he's also a member of our YouTube channel. He provided us with a like. Thank you, Gary. Hope to see you in here soon. And Gary, I mean, Andrew, that'd be nice if you came in also, Andrew. Let me see here. I got it all set up, I believe. So, anyways, I know with the holidays, did you do any flying, Ed, or anything like that? I mean, as far as model aviation or real full scale?
Well, tomorrow actually is going to be in the low 50s with low winds. So that's my plans. But with the holidays and the Thanksgiving things, no. And here it's hunting season. It's not Thanksgiving. And that it's
Okay.
turkey season. But airplane wise at the shop, we're actually shut down for a few days, first time in ever. And so the guys are really enjoying it. And I just keep working on the shop here, trying to get it squared away and get a few things ready. And that, so I need to get back out there. And luckily in this area, we will have breaks in the weather to where it does warm up a little bit. And we never have really severe weather in West Virginia that is extreme and lasts long. It'll get cold a day or two, if you look at minus 30, well, if you look at 32 degrees or lower. And then when it gets hot, you might have a couple of days, a week at the most, and that's about it. So I'm pretty happy.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
So let me get to Jonathan Caradas. Jonathan, what you been up to?
I just been out in the sun today. It was very good, and we had a working bee, and guys got out the paint brushes and painted a couple of containers, storage containers, and one thing and another. And the Wimmer family had a fly and flew a couple of things. And I just got home a wee while ago, but
Oh, cool.
yeah, I'm quite tired. I'm going to go and have a bit of a nanny nap in a minute. I'm going to go and have a bit of a lie down.
I understand that. I had to have a nap after I went flying today myself.
Yeah.
So what did you fly? What planes did you fly today?
I personally didn't fly at all today, but the Wimmers flew. They flew Gerald flew a semi-scale Thunderbolt, and Max flew a slow Goodyear, diesel powered, and they were flying wing and planted it, and Max Otto flew a flying wing a couple of times. So yeah, they had fun.
Very good.
But we were there to work, not fly.
Did Gerald's wife fly?
Gerald's wife didn't fly. Elena didn't fly today. No.
Okay.
No, we've got a competition weekend coming up next weekend, and Elena and I will probably be judging. So we were having a bit of a chat about that, getting organised for that.
Oh, good.
And yeah, no, it was a work day really more than anything.
All right. Very, very cool.
I think in both sides of the club, the radio control and the control line, there's 150 members, but we still ain't sure about 20 members. And my wife said, well, that's pretty good, compared to her church stuff and that. And I thought, well, I don't know. I didn't think it was all that good myself. But anyway, we got a lot done. The guys that were there got a lot done.
Yeah, I always say the winners show up. So
Yeah,
whatever the
yeah,
numbers are, those are the winners.
that's true. That's true.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Jonathan. Hey,
no
Howard
worries.
Rush. Howard, did you do any flying or did you work in your shop? I know that in the after party, I was really amazed with your organization that you're doing.
I built a couple of bycast units, the
Oh, okay,
indicators for, and the motor denunciation for the touch.
very cool. Yeah, part of what you said broke up. I know you said bycast and then something, then it got messed up.
You're not missing anything.
Very good, very good. So, no flying on Circle One yet, right?
No, no. My activity on Circle One was to blow the water out of the sprinklers because it's going to get cold tonight.
Oh, okay. Very good, very good. And can we see about Dennis Adamus? What you been up to, Dennis? I know that
Nothing.
nothing. You're gonna get out of this funk eventually,
I suppose.
and that's okay. You know, you've been doing it a long time. You know, so something will capture your heart, and maybe you'll be inspired to do something.
Yeah. Right now, the only thing I've been doing is watching my my glucose monitor and trying to get that under control. So far,
Good. Well,
the monitor's winning. So
that's very important. That's good. Well, this
yeah.
time of year, I imagine with the holidays, it's very touch and
Mhm.
go. I bet.
Yeah. Yesterday, it set off the smoke alarm. So
That's funny. That is really funny. Well, now you're not doing a whole lot. I'm gonna have an opportunity for me to pick your brain even more about my SV11 that I'm working on. So
yeah. Well, you know what slim pickings those are, but I'll do what I can. So
yeah, Mike always could use your opinion because you helped design it, the electric part. So
hmm hmm
so it's just like I'm almost like doing what I consider now reverse engineering. So actually I have a SV11 ARF, but I'm just for you guys to know, I'm actually going to build the fuselage. So I have the ARF fuselage in my hand, looking down inside it, trying to figure out the parts, the thicknesses. So it's like reverse engineering. So
yeah. Copy
it's
is such an ugly word. Reverse
yeah,
engineering is far better. So so.
yeah. I'll admit I'm copying this,
hmm hmm hmm
but it's a lot of hard work. It is. I mean, I have notes. I'm taking notes here. I only got a couple pages of notes right now, but of all the formers and all the parts and the thicknesses and it's just a lot of hard work. But my motivation is that it's going to be the most work the very first time. Then after I do all the hard work, the second iteration will be much quicker, or the third iteration.
Charles, I
Yeah.
believe you can buy just the fuselage from Brodex.
Yeah, but see, my goal is, if that's true, my goal still is to get appearance points. So the BOM rule, you have to build either the wing or the fuselage. You also have to install the control system and recover it, refinish it.
No, I'm talking about the kit. Get the fuselage kit.
But for electric,
Brodak doesn't
okay.
have kits.
Yeah.
They don't have kits for the SV11. They only have ARFs.
Oh, okay.
They never had a full build it yourself kit. So
I saw they had some other ones, so I just figured they had them all.
Yeah, I know. I thought so too. But then I thought they don't have an electric kit either.
Yeah, they have Vector full build kits, and of course they had that in ARF or whatever, but not the SV11.
So it really is like reverse engineering, but it'd be worthwhile. I really like the plane. I flew it today. Only got in 3 flights today because the wind came up, but there was just 3 of us that showed up, and we each got at least 2 or 3 flights, and so it wasn't bad. And it was a little bit chilly, a little bit crisp out here, but the wind came up after a while because it forecasted rain. So I'm just really grateful that it didn't rain. I felt a few droplets, but never really really rained. It just kind of spit on us a couple times, but that was it. So I'm very fortunate to get 3 flights in. And I did do a little bit of modification to my S311 the last couple of days. I actually I had lengthened the tail wheel wire, and the wire that I had was thinner or springier than the stock wire. So I had an issue when people would launch me. I'd tell them, please be careful. Do not put too much weight on the tail section of the plane, because when you let go, it will spring up and get a prop strike. And so I went ahead and kind of bent another tail wheel wire and laid it against it. And then I used copper wire to wrap it together, and then put soldered it all together. So now it's really stiff. It's amazingly stiff. But I did add some tail weight, so now I need to add a little bit of nose weight, or narrow my line space on my handle, because it was moving a lot more than I was accustomed to during level flight. So that's kind of what I've been up to. Let me see what Mark Gerber's been up to, and then I'll get to the original Steve Smith in St. Louis. What's up, Mark Gerber? How you doing?
Hey, Charles. Good. How are you?
Doing well. Doing well. You been up to anything in your shop? I was really impressed with your prop experiment you showed us last week.
Yeah, I'm still working on that to get some more parts. So I have a better way to mount it now.
Oh,
And
good.
did a couple of tests today. And interesting thing I discovered right off the bat, I took a Rev Up 13.6, which is what I've been flying on my SV11. And Jim Hoffman had sent me a 13-inch 3-blade carbon fiber that I put on, and it flew really well. And I put them both on that torsional pendulum, and the carbon fiber prop has about over 3 times the amount of inertia that the wooden prop has, which I got to puzzle over that for a while and figure out. I think it probably smooths out the trajectory, but it should make it harder to turn, which is counter to the usual folklore of 3-bladed props make better corners. So we'll see.
So just to back up from me, your wooden prop was what diameter?
13 inches.
13. Okay, and the 3-blade is what, a 12-inch?
No, it's a 13 inch as well, but it has
Oh,
narrow
really?
blades.
Oh, but narrower blades. Okay.
Yeah.
What about just the static weight? How close are they to each other?
I didn't weigh them, Dennis, but the carbon fiber prop is noticeably heavier,
Okay.
quite a bit heavier, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been working on this other little project for some time. I don't know, Dennis, you want to explain your old time pattern?
Okay. I have to do my part so he can do his part. All right.
All right.
So anyhow, if I can share here, Charles.
Yeah, go ahead. Should be already set up, I
All
believe.
right, here we go. All right. I think as you guys know, a while back, I talked about Mark and I had worked on a new set of maneuvers to try to take out the vertigo-inducing maneuvers from the modern pattern. That is, we took out the wing over, the overhead 8, vertical 8, and hourglass and stuff like that. Tried to replace them with maneuvers that you could do from level flight. And the idea was that we were going to try to put the stunt pattern back in the realm of possibilities for some of our older members, especially who, as they age, start developing vertigo. Okay.
Right.
And so, kind of an echo of that, it was Mark and I started trying to do the same thing with the old time stunt pattern. The old time stunt pattern has a wing over, it has a vertical 8, and it has an overhead 8. And it's probably even more important for the old time flyers, because a lot of the older members are into old time stunt also. And so, their population of older flyers and old time stunt is, as percentages, is higher. So it's even more important to try to keep the idea of being able to compete, keep it in the realm of reality. So of course that means going away from the 1952 pattern per se, but we tried replacing it with maneuvers that were lifted from places like the mirror meet pattern and a few other places, maneuvers of the era, even though they weren't part of an official AMA maneuver thing. We didn't want to introduce any other maneuvers that were, just totally foreign to the 1952 timeframe. So with that, what we tried doing is replaced, and what I'm showing you here is the old times ODS 60 pattern, it's a working title. We replaced the wing over with a maneuver called the Derby, as in derby hat. Vertical 8 is replaced with a maneuver called Spectacles, and the overhead 8 is replaced with a 3-leaf clover. So let me show you some diagrams of what those are. Those of you familiar with the old time pattern, I have the old time 60 degree, the modified pattern here in front of me. It would still consist of the takeoff, level flight, the climb maneuver, okay, the dive maneuver, and then the next up, according to the schedule, was the wing over. And I put this as big as we can to try to make it. It's a very simple maneuver, simple looking maneuver. And that is basically a quarter round loop into a half round loop and back into a quarter round exit. All done at, at the maximum 60 degree elevation, just like the rest of the old time maneuvers. And while it's an easy maneuver to do, but I think there's some difficulty in doing it well. Okay, it's a fairly quick operating maneuver. And if you don't, everything stacks on top of each other, and you can get into trouble in a hurry if you mess up the radius of your turns or get them unequal or anything like that. So I thought it would still operate. It still offered a challenge. Okay, now that replaced the wing over, and then we go back to the 52 sequence with the inside loops, outside loops, inverted flight, and a horizontal 8. And the next maneuver is called Spectacles. This replaces the vertical 8.
Uh-huh.
And this
like
one is
that.
unique because it is an inside loop followed by a half round outside loop, connecting, and then another inside loop. Challenge on this again is making those loops, all the basic geometric things. Plus, it's a very wide maneuver on the circle, so it's going to be a little challenging to get the maneuver placement correct with respect to the wind and stuff like that. All right.
Very nice.
And then after the vertical 8, the next maneuver in the 1952 pattern was an overhead 8, and we're going to replace that with a 3-leaf clover. All right. We're going to do that. This is a way actually proposed by Don Still. This is one of the maneuvers that did not make it into when they were working on the proposals for the modern pattern. This is one of the maneuvers that Don Still proposed that was not adopted. So it's got some legitimacy, both by who offered it and when they offered it and everything like that. And it's basically three outside loops. You climb up, you do the first outside loop. That's probably the hardest one. And you continue to climb up into the top and then back out and finally recovering in level flight. All right. This one can be a little bit challenging because if you don't do this first one, don't enter it right and stuff, you're going to find yourself running out of room in a hurry. And then of course you're supposed to make them all the same size. So make it too small, you're in trouble. Make it too big, and it's going to start getting really big on top and stuff like that. So again, it should be a pretty good challenge.
Yeah, it should be a good challenge.
Yeah, and then of course we'll finish it with the square loop. What they called in 1952, they called it a square loop, but it's really a rectangle. But one thing that's kind of neat about this is if you do things that we just said, we added a couple of inside loops and then added some extra outside loops. If you do this complete pattern the way I just described it, you will end the pattern with no line twists. All right.
Nice.
You won't have to
nice.
unwrap your lines or anything like that. So same old thing. We're trying to demonstrate it and stuff like that. And Mark wanted to go out and fly it some, and he was looking for a way to keep the new maneuvers in sequence. So with that, I will stop sharing this, and Mark can share what he wants to do to serve as a guide. So Mark G, I guess it's up to you.
Yeah, so I did a little thinking, and I didn't want to go out there with a piece of cardboard or something and try to hold it up and read it. And I kept seeing all the quarterbacks on TV had all the plays on their arm. And so I did some hunting around and I found out there's a lot of these for sale on the web. So I bought one. And then I went and in PowerPoint, I diagrammed all the maneuvers that Dennis had in the pattern. And a little piece of, I can shrink it down, a little piece of paper here that fits inside that sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I put it in the sleeve and you put it on your arm and you can, watch it while you fly with your right hand and look down as you need to see which maneuver you're supposed to be doing next.
That is very cool, Mark.
Yeah.
So I haven't tried it yet because the weather's going to south somewhere around here. We had about 5 inches of snow in the last 24 hours today.
Wow.
Good idea.
Anyway, that's
Yeah,
what
me
I've been
too.
up. That's what I've been up to, and I'm
Yeah, but the cool thing about this is that even with the current old time pattern, there's a lot of people don't fly it a lot. They don't compete routinely or anything like that. And they're forever, especially if they're used to flying the modern pattern, they go back to the old time and they may or may not be square and where the sequence is. And this looks like a great way, for people who aren't sure of the sequence or something like that to do that. And of course, it could serve the same purpose for beginner pattern pilots. What are maneuvers, or even the entry level intermediate flyers, if they have some idea of what the sequence should be, or anybody trying to learn the pattern instead of trying to memorize it. You could those sleeves are not terribly expensive, and I was thinking as a sometime contest organizer, it might even be handy to just have a couple of those in the contest sets. And if I had some old time flyers who weren't really sure of what they were doing, I just have a couple of them available they could borrow. Because I've seen people out there, especially with the old time pattern, they got like Mark said, they'll take an old score sheet and they'll kind of fold it up and they'll be looking at it, and then they're sometimes trying to unfold it and refold it so they look at the back of it and stuff like that.
or they
During
have
a
somebody
flight.
sitting on the ground reading it to them.
Yeah, we've done that. I've done that with my flying buddy Wes is one of those guys. He actually flew old time stunt when it wasn't old time stunt. All right. And he has a terrible, he doesn't fly it very often, and he has a terrible time remembering the sequence, but something like this would have been a cinch for him. So
Yeah, that's a great idea. I really like it. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not familiar with the old time pattern, and that'd be neat for me to have something like that if I wanted to do that.
yeah, well, anytime I think any of the pilots, and I know you've been training and working with some people who are learning maneuvers and stuff like that, Charles, this would be something, even if it wasn't this, if you wanted to just go out and tell somebody, okay, this time I want you to just practice inside loops, laps, outside loops, and then maybe try some square loops. All right. You could even write a simple flight plan, if you would, for them. And, and then just have them, rather, if we could stop, sometimes it's good if you can stop people from thinking or overthinking. All right. And just say,
True.
oh, this is what I need, and go off and do it. So
These are available on Amazon in boxes of 10. I don't know why they sell so many. Maybe in youth football, everybody has to have one or something. I don't know.
Wow.
yeah, I think it's something like that, but I did find them in smaller packs. I think there were some singles, there were some I think 3 and 5 pack things too. But Mark, on yours, was that a single sleeve, or was there like three pages that you could flip over?
This top layer is attached with Velcro
Mm-hmm.
along the bottom line here, right here.
Mhm.
And so
Okay.
if you reach it with your hand, you can lift it up, and that'll pull back. And you don't have a free hand to lift it up when you're flying. You might be able to get it with your teeth or something. But for our purposes, I don't know that it's all that useful to have that second.
Yeah, the reason I asked is that I couldn't find one that was just a single window. They
No,
were
this
all like
is
3 windows.
this was
And,
a, this is a
yeah.
2 window,
mhm,
which there are some of these around,
mhm.
but it was the simplest one I could find. I got it off eBay, and the guy was out of town, and it took forever to get here, but I finally got it. I was able to put this together this week, so
Very good. That's
hopefully I'll
great.
get a chance to try it here sometime when the weather gets better, probably around May.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
about it. That's
That'd
about
also
it.
be good for our 80-year-old plus people who just even have a hard time remembering the
Well, and the
Mhm.
beginners as well, the beginner pattern, and
Mhm.
I don't know how many times I've been around the beginner. They're getting started and they're trying to remember what to do when. And I don't
Mhm.
know the beginner pattern either, so I don't know what to tell them.
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't have it. I don't have it committed to memory. If I have a score sheet in front of me, I can figure out what it is, but that's it. And it wouldn't be a big stretch to have a couple of, pre-printed pages available or, files available people could download and whatever.
Yeah.
Different
So
patterns
anyway,
on
this
it.
is something I whipped up this week, and I think it has some promise if other people want to try to do the same thing.
Yeah, I suppose in the other pages you could do something like if you were using uh you could probably do some logbook kind of things for your airplane if you have a way, if you're in the habit of reconfiguring your airplane or changing the RPM settings or props or something like that based on different field condition or your weather conditions or something. You might be able to make your, keep your cheater notes, if you will, on some of those other pages, not
You
look
could
at
put
them
a
in
you could
flight,
put a
but they would be
checklist in
right
there,
there.
like make sure you got the glow driver off of the motor, make sure
Well,
you got the handle in the
make sure
correct
you got the,
orientation.
make sure you got the glow driver in the toolbox before you leave for the field, even,
Yeah.
things like that. But yeah,
Yeah, don't forget
checklists
your
would be a
chair.
nice thing. Don't forget the chair. Don't forget the water. There's
Yeah,
stuff that really matters there.
things
So,
we have to think about.
it's a little thing, and it's sitting on the table for anybody. It's right out there for anybody who could benefit from it. So
I think it's a great idea.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. It's
One of the
terrific.
guys, one of the guys in my club has a problem with remembering the sequence, and I did too, especially when I'm learning the pattern at first.
Mhm,
Um, this is actually really good
mhm,
for somebody that's learning.
Even you
And
could
it-
have the old time pattern on one and the new one on the other.
Mark,
Yeah.
can you design one of those for me to get through the whole day?
Very good. Very
I was
good.
telling my wife I used to play football when I was in high school, and I'm from Ohio, so I've got football in my blood. And I keep telling my wife I'd really like to get a hold of one of those sheets that those coaches have that they use to call the plays. I really wonder what the heck is on there. But
Mhm.
anyway, and then the other thing I've been doing is got the ribs for my
Oh,
Bearcat wing.
Boys, sorry about the
nice.
noise.
Started test fitting them, and the guy that cut the wood for me cut the plywood pieces out of balsa wood. So I had to call him back, and he's cutting me some plywood pieces to put around where the landing gear goes.
Okay,
I
good.
got to laminate some plywood onto the ribs 3 and 4 in here. So I'm not quite ready to put it together yet till I get those plywood pieces and can laminate them. But I was test fitting and beveling the rear spars today. I've got those all fitted and they're ready to go on. So
Very good.
progress.
Is that a foam cradle that the wing ribs are in?
Yeah, this is a Bob Hunt Lost Foam cradle. And you can't see the rest of the setup because it's over on the table saw, but he gives you the cross sections of each of these ribs. And his method was to put the piece of styrofoam on the balsa wood and draw around it and then cut the rib out. And I kind of jumped the gun. And since I had it all in CAD, I had these laser cut instead of trying to cut each one out by hand.
Hmm.
and I think they're more accurate, and they fit. They worked really nicely with my first Bearcat, and this time around is just as good. So, and then there's a top half that goes on top of this as well, which is really handy because you can put it on top of this and flip the whole thing upside down, and then take the bottom half here off of it, and you'll have the upside down version of this. So you can work on the landing gear and the bottom spar and a couple of the other spars that go on the bottom.
Mhm.
And the same other half of this cradle. So Keith Trussell put me onto this, and he recommended it, and it's really been a great way to make a wing.
So the cradle has all the provision for dihedral cut into it and everything then.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, that's super.
Hey, Mark,
yeah.
don't forget the builder of the rib roll. Just want to make sure you're staying in the guidelines.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, it's important to know the rules. You don't want to break any of them accidentally. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bob Hunt is, retired, so he's not making these cradles anymore. This is one of the last ones he did. So I don't know if anybody else is going to pick up this technique or not, but it would sure be nice to have somebody else that you could get a cradle from if you want to build a wing this way.
Very nice. Let me get to, I think the original Steve Smith in St. Louis. He's up next.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, Steve? What you been up to?
It's going. I guess I'm backing up the discussion. I jumped in because I heard talking about SV11 electric, and I had a couple of questions for Denny. Well, number one, are there plans for an SV11 electric anywhere?
I have some of the information that was used to build the Brodak ARF. All right, but it's not a commercial plan by any means. More like a set of diagrams.
Okay. Second,
Randy might have a complete set of everything. I'm not sure, but at any rate, what do you need?
the other question is, because I have an ARF, but it's it's an IC ARF. The conversion kits that you designed,
Mhm.
Would one of those assist or help me converting the
The
IC
one for
version
the
to
one for
electric?
the big legacy isn't too far off. It's designed to take the battery out the top. You don't mind that. If you want to do it out the side, you're going to have to do a few other things. It's not insurmountable, but there aren't any of them that are designed for a side battery that would drop in. But the one for the legacy would be awfully close to working.
5 seconds, Steve. It's no big deal.
Either that, I'll tell you what, Steve, break some of the pieces, take it to Sparky, and he'll put the damn thing back together for you overnight. All right. So
I know.
yeah, that's it.
So yeah, last weekend was able to do some flying. Got 4 flights Saturday and 4 flights Sunday. Still flying the Vector ARF. Trying to get some of the bottoms down. Changed handle spacing a little bit. That seemed to help. I know I'm tensing up on the outside maneuvers, and when I do that, then it gets tighter and higher. This week did some building over at Sparky's on the Crossfire.
All right.
And I was able to watch him buff the Viper. I tell you, the video camera does not do it justice. Seeing it live and the way it shines is amazing. But when he's got the camera on it, you really can't see that.
Wow, so, that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm enjoying watching it coming along live at least a day or two a week when I go over there.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Very cool.
Well, the cool thing about I-beams too is that all that shine, when you get set out in the light, out in the sun or something like that, it's going to absolutely knock your eyes out. So,
Mhm.
so
Very good. I think I have next Stuart Morrison. You was holding something up, Stuart, as well. So tell us what you was holding up and tell us what you've been
Oh,
up to.
this was my old, just the old,
Make it big here. 1 second.
it was just my, when I was learning, it's just laminated with a pattern.
Mhm.
Okay. As a matter of
That's
fact, do you want to tell us what the beginner pattern is? Is that the beginner pattern?
Oh, this is the full stunt
Oh,
pattern.
the full pattern. Okay.
So it's just that's what we did. We've laminated them. But I had actually thinking of getting one of those cuffs. I like that idea because
Yeah, so do I.
I might want to get one of those. I'll let you guys try them out, and if it works, let me know. But other than that, up here it's been cold, kind of lousy, windy weather. So I don't know if we'll get much flying in now from now on.
All right. Well, hopefully you get some more building in and get your shop together. Because I know last time you was in here, you
I
was
hurt
working
my
on the
back
electric.
hurt my back playing hockey. So
Oh no.
nothing's going right lately.
Oh no, it's
So,
stop playing hockey. Stick to curling.
yeah,
very good.
No contact in curling. All right.
that's
So,
probably just as bad because I got a bulged disc.
oh, great. Yeah. So what do those stones weigh? They're something like 30 pounds, aren't they?
I think they're heavier than that. I
Oh,
think
boy.
they're like 50 or 60.
Oh,
Pretty
okay.
heavy. I don't know. Maybe you might be right. I don't know.
Well, then be one of the broom guys. So,
Yeah. So other than that, nothing much
Right.
going on.
Very cool. Let me welcome Gary Sinclair. Hey Gary, how you doing? I sent you the picture of the SV11. Did you get it?
Okay. No, I wasn't on it. It was last afternoon, so.
Okay, I just emailed it to you this early this evening before the
Okay.
show started. But I
Hey, when the
forgot to mention. I really want to make sure that you give credit to Mark Lumen for that photo, because that was a great shot. So if I forgot to mention that in the description, so make sure you give credit to Mark Lumen. That was a great shot he took.
I thought when I was trying to get on here, I saw a picture of our group, Vienna Sky Sharks or something.
Yeah, I think Ed Wask is going to show us a picture. He's waiting for someone to come in.
Oh.
Is he in? Is that person in yet, Ed?
Yeah, he's there.
All right, cool. All right.
See, I thought I saw that, and I said, "Well,
Yeah, we were just practicing. It was just Ed and I earlier. So I said, well, go ahead and try it. So
okay."
You want me to bring it up?
Yeah,
'Cause
go
I'm
ahead and bring it up and share.
I'm
the
in
group
there.
Photo. That's you in there? Oh, great.
Yeah, I think that's I got. I know it looks
All right,
familiar.
Ed, you did it under pressure. Very good, Ed.
Yeah.
whoa.
There I am, right there in the middle.
Yeah, look at that.
There's Steve Woolings up there to the left, up a little bit.
With the Argus.
Wow, look at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So I built the one with the red wing. That's a I-beam, and of course the ballerina is an I-beam. So,
Very good, Gary. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Ed, are
I
you in
guess-
this photo, Ed? Are you
Guess
in it, Ed?
who? Guess who is the little boy holding the wing
Yeah.
at the bottom left?
yeah, how about that?
That's Mark Radcliffe.
Mark Radcliffe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
How beating.
yeah. Steve Woolley was good friends of the family there
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah. So he sent that to me, and it's like, oh man, I got to show this come Friday.
That's great.
That is very neat.
1961.
Nice ballerina there in the front.
That's the one that Gary's holding up?
Yeah.
The
Don't
ballerina?
haven't
All
got
right.
painted yet. They just got the covering on.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Now, do you still have that ballerina?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Covering's coming off of it there. Where the ribs are, it's kind of peeling off and drying out. So
You got to get busy and fix that, Gary.
Yeah.
That is great. So what planes are in here? I know I think there's a Nobler there all the way to the left. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Junior Nobler
looks like
bottom
it.
front.
I think so. Yeah. Flight Streak's down there in the corner, isn't it? Left hand.
Let's see
No,
here.
I think that's one of the I-beam combat planes, Berkeley Lancer or something like that.
Could be.
Let's see. Argus.
Yeah.
I think that's a Sterling Spitfire.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
It's Mark Wise up in the corner there when he was younger.
The
Yeah,
airplane
bottom.
next to Steve.
Oh,
What is the airplane next to Steve? I can't make that one. It's all dark outline there.
Is that a box chief?
Oh, that's a Spitfire. That one was the camouflage.
No,
on
not
it?
the Spitfire. The one directly to the side is Steve. It's an all the way to the left edge, left border in the middle, right next to the Argus to the left.
I thought that was a Nobler. I
Steve's
thought.
right.
kind of looks like a Nobler.
Junior Nobler.
Well, there's a junior Nobler down on the floor. You think that's a Nobler there? Okay, it could be.
Let me see. Oh, that's as big as I can make it. I was trying to make the wording bigger.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I think
Anyway.
that RC plane there is a rudder bug or something like that. Well, a Sterling or maybe a Mambo, something like that.
nice
Very
to see.
cool.
Okay.
Not bad at all. That's really cool. Yep.
Cool.
Very cool. Yeah, thank you, Ed. That's pretty neat.
Yeah,
You're
thank
welcome.
you.
And then we had Mark Wise came in, but before Mark, it was me catch up on the chat box. I have Marcel Legrand. He says, "Hi, Charles, and everyone at Stunt School. I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving." Thank you very much, Marcel Legrand. And then Daniel Barry Sports Highlights says, "Happy Friday, yo!" Thank you very much, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. And go ahead, Mark Wise. What you been up to? Hopefully, you've been eating a lot. Hopefully.
Do I look fat? I guess I do.
No, can't tell. No.
Just a couple of things. Steve Smith, if you let me coach you, I promise you will be a judge for the rest of your life. So it all depends on what you want your career to do. I think I first want to say hello to a terrific gentleman, Jim Bornholt. Jimmy, it's good to see you on here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Jim, early in my career with Pampa, sent me a nice check if I would resign. But I fought him all the way, and now we're friends. On the more serious side, Paul Walker and I have started our jump into the World Championship fire pit, and what we both are going to need is some volunteers. So I'm just going to put out some basic information to you. Anyone who's going to spend a week at the Nats, I'm not sure they're going to be willing to spend a few more days between the two events and then work again. Basically, the world, since it's not our choice, is run on two circles. The only good thing about that is you don't need as many volunteers because you only fly two when we normally fly four. We have our judges lined up. The other positions that we're looking at, one is called a circle marshal. And that's really the person who makes sure, unlike the judges only role is to judge. It's not to find the people, not to tell them to get going, not to even time the flights. The circle judge does that, the circle manager. So there'd be one for each circle each day. Runners, same kind of system. As soon as the judges are finished with the score, there should be someone there to take it to the next group of volunteers, tabulators. I'm not sure how many we need. It's not a huge number, but I can't do it, and certainly Paul can't do it. We have a few other things we have to be involved with. Some people to do poll tests. Okay. So the dates roughly are the first round of flight is Tuesday. Let me make sure I got this. The Nats ends August 9th. And the flying of the world starts, it's either Monday or Tuesday, which would be August 13. So if you were a volunteer, the most time you'd be there is that week, Monday through Saturday. The last round is Saturday, and there's also a banquet that night for flyers and workers. So if you have any interest, I would certainly appreciate it if you know of anybody. It may not be the best time for someone to try this who's never done any of these things before, because it's a big task as far as getting all these guys from different countries, make sure they're on the flight line on time, make sure they don't overfly. But it'll be a tremendous experience. The way things go, we probably won't have one of these for another 20 years, which will make me 98. And I'll probably have to take my track shoes off and slow down a little bit. But so I just wanted to get that out to you. It's a big event. It's run. There are some similarities with the Nats. It's a lot more pomp and circumstance, and it's a lot of more of a parade at times. Okay, to get the thing going. So if you'd like to see the action, if you'd like to see firsthand the best flyers in the world, this is the best chance you're going to get. I mean, you'll be closer to them than you'll be as close as the judges. So we think it's exciting. The work is starting, and it's like anything else. The more good people you have, the better it is. I know a lot of people want to go. And again, I did not volunteer for this, but when I started working on it, Bill Lee, who's our liaison with FAI, and he said, "Who's going to do it?" And I couldn't really appoint someone to do it. I don't think that's the right way to do it. So I accepted the position. And then Paul called me and said, "Would you like me to be your assistant?" And if he lived any closer, I would have kissed him, but he's all the way in Washington. So I couldn't do that. So that's the formal thing. I'm in the shop. I'm trying to do something I don't think I've ever done before, and that is to look at the next 9 months, get my ego out of the way, and decide what can I really get ready in the shop and fly this coming year, considering the other responsibilities like Triple Tree, Brodak, and a lot of smaller contests. Because last year I was on the road about 33 days. That's a fair amount of time.
It is.
So any ideas, any suggestions, anyone you may know, if you want to know more about it, just let me know. And I'll give you the best shot I can at, the positions are going to be filled by who responds first. That we know has the quality to do that. I'm not talking about a runner, and I think pull test is not a big deal, but certainly a tabulator, certainly a circle marshal, because you're gonna have to be tactful, but you have to make sure people get in and off in that circle, so the judges are there through the night. But you get to see the best in the world right up close, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, sounds intriguing to me.
Yeah.
Hey,
So,
Mark.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, I wasn't interested at first, but then you said banquet, so all of a sudden my ears perked up, and so now I'm in. I'm all in, and whatever you need me to do. And I'm serious. I'm serious. I hopefully by next August my foot will be finished. It's still bleeding. It is still bleeding, believe it or not. I had my surgery in June. It is still bleeding. The doctor said that 2 more skin grafts and it'd be done, but Medicare won't approve it. So I guess they want me to bleed to death. I don't know. So anyway, but the point is, I'll volunteer. I'll do something for you.
Well, I appreciate that, Jim. I'll tell you the difference between FAI and Pampa. We have the banquet before you do anything. Okay, and the FAI has the banquet if you survived and you're still there.
Right.
So it's kind of like it's kind of like an Oreo cookie, you know. The filling's in the middle, but absolutely, buddy, and I appreciate you saying that. Take care of your foot. Um, Maybe you could run the infirmary. You know, we'll figure
Yeah,
something out for you.
yeah. Well, I can always sit in the chair and tabulate. So, you know, I can always do that. So
Awesome. Awesome.
But no, I seriously, I'll help you with something. You know, my dog died, so I don't have any reason to come home. So,
Oh, sorry to hear about that.
So, yeah. So
anyway,
otherwise I'd have to come home and feed him. But
yeah, regardless if you guys are able to volunteer or not, I do encourage you to come on out. And if you can spend all the time, do both weeks. If you can, you just choose what you want to see. And it'll just be, you know, a rare opportunity. It's kind of like a comet flying by in the sky. And you just don't get this chance very often. So
I agree. I agree.
Thank you, Charles. Thanks for the time.
You're welcome. And Sparky, you up next. I've been watching some of your videos, the most recent ones. I've been checking it out. That plane looks gorgeous.
Like Steve said, the video does not do it justice. It's 51 3/4 ounces. Of course, I got the gear off it now, but
wow, it's glistening. It's glistening. It is absolutely glistening.
That's beautiful.
Rubbing out pretty good. I got the bottom yet to do, and back half of the fuselage here. It's a lot of work. It'll take me a couple of weeks to get it done, probably.
Wow.
It is glistening, Sparky. I can't imagine.
Nice work.
Like in
You do
person.
nice work, buddy.
Yeah, it looks wet.
Yeah.
It's not, but it looks wet.
It's not sunshine, that's for sure. It's elbow grease.
Yeah, I watched you.
Yeah.
Hey, Sparky, are you finished with the clear?
Yes, all the clears on it.
You're not going to put any more clear. You're just going to now be sanding and buffing.
Yep, this model has twice as much clear as I normally put on it. Well, not twice as much, half as much again, because it has 1.5 quarts unthinned on it. I did my normal quart finish, and because it was so nose heavy, I decided I'm going to mix up another quart, and I added another 1/2 quart of clear on the airplane to balance it. And it came out 51 3/4 ounces. Was 52 when I first finished it, but now it's gassing off, so it lost a quart.
Well, that's a pretty big airplane. What's the wingspan on that?
58. Howard figured it at 780 squares. I think it's only 740, but it's
good size airplane.
Yeah, that's good size. Yeah.
From leading edge to the trailing edge of the flap at the root is 14.5, and from the leading edge to the trailing edge of the flap at the tip is 12.5. So that the orange one weighs 53 ounces, and this one's lighter. I'm getting ready to, as soon as I get this one done, I'm going to build one more, and I'm going to construct it differently and see if I can't lighten it up some more. I want to hit under 50 ounces.
Hey, Sparky, can you remember even a good guess what the airplane weighed when it was built and covered, but you hadn't painted it yet, the motor's not in it, just the whole airframe?
Yeah, I can tell you exactly.
I appreciate it, because I'm trying to decide which of my 3/4 built models I want to finish. And I don't want a lead sled if I can avoid it.
This airplane weighed 24.3 ounces altogether with no covering, no fillets.
Okay.
I put the covering on it and the 1 quart of dope on it. It weighed 30.9 ounces. So that was a finish of about 6.5 ounces.
That sounds great.
So then I added another quart of paint, and it came up to 32.8, which is really 32.5. So that's an 8-ounce finish on this airplane. So
Thank you. That's great considering how big it is too.
Well, I told Paul Taylor in the 90s when this airplane I was campaigning this airplane. It was a good airplane then. I told her, he said, well, how'd you get it so shiny or whatever? It's not what you put on, it's what you sand off. And
Yeah.
that's how you get it to shine like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it hasn't even been boned out yet, which after I get the whole thing looking like this, you know, the dope will be dry enough that I can take the 5,000 grit sandpaper and sand the whole thing flat and polish it again. So it'll shine half again as much.
Wow. Beautiful.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
Sparky, when you're doing your final sand, are you using 1,000 or what? 1,500?
5,000.
5,000? Oh, where do you get that at? Wicks?
AutoZone. This one here right now has been sanded down to 3,000. This is 3,000 paper here.
Hang on a second.
And you say you get it at Amazon?
No, you get it at AutoZone.
Oh, AutoZone. Okay, I misunderstood.
It's
Okay.
$7 a sheet for this. And then over there hanging, I got one that's 5,000. So how I start this process is this one here has 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. So first you sand it with 1,000, then you sand it with 1,500, then you sand it with 2,000, and after you get it looking pretty good, you hit it with the 3,000. Then I polish it. Well, after the dope dries for a month, I'll hit it with 5,000 and polish it, and it'll shine half again as much.
Okay.
Wow.
It's just like I say this when I'm on my finishing videos. It's if you're not, are you familiar with how chrome is done? Your chrome bumper on your car or any chrome part looks exactly that good before it goes into the tank. The chrome on the bumper is only 50 millionths thick. All the cars in the parking lot, if you took all the chrome off the bumpers, you could hold in the palm of your hand. It's nothing. It's just to protect it. Well, that's the theory behind my finishing style, where you put it on and sand it off, put it on and sand it off. And by the time you're done, there's no, the single heaviest thing on the airplane besides the engine is the paint. So that's why I got the diet of 1 quart.
Right.
The
Well, it's beautiful.
The engine weighs 12 ounces, and the next heaviest thing is the paint, which weighs, on this case, it's 8 ounces. But normally my finishes are 6 ounces, but I added the extra paint on it.
I have toilet paper that's more coarse than that.
Very good.
Wow.
Thank you, Sparky. And then Carl Reed came in. Hey, Carl, I know I saw you earlier today. Thanks for joining me and Stuart flying today.
Yeah, you're welcome. We all had a good day. And I didn't get a chance to ask you, how'd your flights go today?
Oh, they went really well. I actually was working on my camera, that new camera, trying to get that to work. I haven't had a chance to look at the videos, but I'm hoping that the video is better with this camera. So I'll find out later on tonight or tomorrow. But it was good.
Yeah, that was the reason why I didn't talk to you very much, because I knew you were dealing with the camera and it's gonna be a bug in your ear. So
thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming
Charles,
in.
Can I throw one last thing out there?
Yeah.
Real quick. Thanks to some friends, I got notified today through email of a couple of companies that a lot of us deal with having Black Friday deals. One of them is Innovative Solutions. You know, they make most of our electric stuff. Let's see who else is in there. Aircraft Spruce. And I was looking at there for the filler. The discount was small. But if you look, it's a good day to try to find some deals out there. And Innovative was good. I think it was 15% off. It's the only sale of the year. So if you're looking for wooden props, electric motors, speed controls, good guys to deal with. So I just wanted to throw that out.
Good idea. Good tip. Thank you very much. And then Jim Vornhort, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it, Jim. And I haven't seen you in such a long time. It's good to see you.
No, thank you. Thank you. Did you see my hat I'm wearing, Charles?
Make you big. Hey, you got your red tail hat. Very good. I have one just like it.
I got a red tail shirt.
Oh, there you go.
Very cool. Oh man, I gotta get the red tail shirt, but
I'm all dressed up tonight.
You are. Thank you very much. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I saw it, but I didn't see it. You know, it's just, my mind's
you
going.
Gotta get it. You got to get it up kind of close.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
Isn't that a sharp hat? I have mine all bagged so no dust gets on it, and I wear it very sparingly. It was a gift from Bob Gore and his wife Janet. They sent that to me, and I was so touched. Right? And I love the story about the red tail pilots and what they went through, and how they were actually preferred by the bombardiers. They actually requested for the red tails. They knew that they would get them home safely.
Unfortunately, the last one just passed away.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a copy of the movie, and I went all the way.
Very good. Do you have the one prior, the Tuskegee Airmen?
Yes, I can hear you.
Do you have the Tuskegee Airmen movie? Tuskegee Airmen.
I got the latest. Latest one was out, and there was an HBO movie back 25 years ago. I got a DVD of that also. It was I can't remember now who the lead actors were, but you'd know them if you were. I mean, you'd recognize them if you saw them.
Lawrence Fishburne.
The second movie, the one they just came out with about 3 years ago, it's an excellent movie. I assume you've probably seen it. Yeah,
I have them both. I have the Tuskegee Airmen, and then I have the Red Tails, and they're about the same story, but there's different aspects of it. The Tuskegee Airmen goes more into their training, how they what they had overcome, as far as the challenges of that, and then the Red Tails, that's more about their service, that they're actually flying in the war. But the first movie is really good as well. I think they star as Lawrence or Larry or Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of. I can't remember.
Good. Yeah, that's a very good movie.
Lawrence. Gosh, I can't remember his last name, but I've got that one.
Okay. Oh, good. Yeah, the complete set. Yeah, it's very good. I recommend the movies. They're very good. Very good. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. I'm going to go to Tryon next. Tryon, how you doing?
Good.
And I see John Miller and I see Bob Whitley. Thanks, guys, for coming in. So what you been up to, Tryon?
Not much. I'm getting ready to go with work back to Europe for a little while, and that's about it.
Oh, really? Wow. We get a chance to compete at the Romanian Nationals, so you can.
No, it's no competitions.
Okay.
But I will meet while I'm over there with one of the guys that I was sponsoring and do some training with him. Try to get him up to speed.
Very good. Very good. Let me catch up on the chat box. Frank Models Aviation Workshop has a very good YouTube channel. He's a builder as well. And he says whammy on the wing. Says whammy on the wing. I'm trying to understand what he's telling me. I don't know what you mean, Frank.
Maybe he's referring to the lost foam system he's trying out.
Maybe, I don't know. Frank, go ahead and come back to me on that. I really it went over my head or don't understand. And then Philip Bailey, he gave us a like. Thank you very much, Philip. And John Miller, I've been thinking about you. I was wondering if you was okay. And I was watching the Colorado football went into Utah, and they have a game tomorrow. So I saw the University of Utah, and I was thinking, how far are you from that? How far is Delta from there?
About 150 miles.
Okay. Anyways, watching that made me think of you, and I was just wondering if you was okay. I haven't seen you in at least 2 or 3 shows.
Well, I tried to check in the last two shows, but when I go to check in, it comes up says I need an updated program for Zoom, and I should contact my ITT guy to find out how to do it. I don't have an ITT guy, so I had to sign in with the browser. And last week I couldn't get in. I could get in, but I couldn't hear anything, and I'm sure my mic didn't work either. So I just said, "Okay, see you later."
I'm
But
glad
I've been
you got
working.
in.
Yeah, me too. I tell you what I've been doing. I've
Yeah.
been cleaning up the mess inside my computer. All the drawing files, everything that's all associated. Everything is. I had a case about 4 or 5 years ago where my computer locked. Everything was gone. Everything, all my drawing files, all that. Of course, I had it backed up. I think I mentioned this earlier. Had it all backed up on other media. Well, now I finally decided to take the bull by the horns, go through all this media. I got two new flash drives here, and I've learned to save everything off the media to one of the flash drives instead of, because I got one flash drive. It'll go along, and all of a sudden it'll say it's empty, and it's still half of it's still there. Let it cool down, come back the next day, and it's all there again. So I got to be careful I don't lose it. I got everything else going and getting it reformatted and set up to where I can search and find things a little easier.
Good. Very good.
Can I ask Bob Whitley, you there?
Yep. What's up?
I found out where my uncle was, what airfield he learned on the Texan trainers in the Second World War in Canada. There's a place called Delphin near Winnipeg.
Okay, that's in Manitoba, I think.
Manitoba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have been Texans, it would have been Harvards.
Oh, is that what they called them there? Yeah, we called them Harvards. I wasn't sure what you guys called them.
No,
you
we called them
Harvards
Harvards
as well. Yeah. Yeah, so that's where it was. And apparently he remembers coming down from a flight and they served up fresh bread, egg sandwiches. And he said he'd never eaten egg sandwiches like it in his life.
I got a funny story that he might have experienced, John. Out in the prairies, there's all what's called grain elevators. Well, used to be. And they're big wooden tall structures. They're the farmers would bring the grain to, and then the trains would pick it up.
Yep.
And all of them had in big letters the name of the town.
Okay.
But they also had the name of the grain company. And apparently it was funny. They'd say, duck down and see where you are just by the name of the elevator. And apparently a lot of the foreigners said that it's amazing how many towns are named Pool. Because they'd be reading the manufacturer.
Yes.
They don't have those anymore. So what I teach my students is if you're disoriented near a major highway or near a town, duck down low, watch for cell towers, and read the names on the big, bloody, ugly green signs on the side of the road for highway markers.
Probably have the big seed manufacturers, yeah. Oh
Yeah.
dear.
Yeah, thanks for that.
So you feeling better, Bob, and able to get
I got
into
a
the shop
negative
and do
test
some work?
today. I'm feeling good. Spent the day in the shops sucking in dope fumes. So I got the black on my main color on my flight streak, and got some decals on my Cosmic Wind, and they were old Brodak decals and were cracking up. So I had to fuse them together with a bit of clear dope to get some of them on without falling apart, but it all worked out okay. So I'm just short on dope thinner though for butyrate to shoot my clears. One of the guys had a good suggestion, an old modeler here. One of the paint shops in town carries kind of specializes in lacquer paints. And where I've been having problems, and Chris Cox, I was talking to him about it today too. Home Depot used to sell a lacquer thinner that was compatible with butyrate, flashed off nice. But the stuff they have now and the stuff I have here flashes off too fast and you get blushing and a dull finish. And anyway, Wally had suggested I go to this one paint store and check and see about getting a slow cure solvent, slow dry solvent lacquer thinner and try that. Because of course I can't buy dope thinner here because nobody east of Winnipeg, Manitoba, 1,000 miles away, sells the stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna duck there on Monday and see about picking up a quart of it and see what they've got and try it, see if it works. But the other suggestion that Chris had was to put a bit of retarder in it, but I don't have any of that either. I've got a gallon of rejuvenator, but I don't have any retarder. But that might work with regular lacquer thinner too.
3608
Canadian.
Fine.
Try a bit of Canadian rye, Bob.
You got any
Yeah.
DuPont stores there?
You mean this here?
Yeah.
Any DuPont
Yeah, it's
stores?
not clear though.
You have any DuPont stores there, Bob? That's what Sparky's asking you.
Yeah, there would be suppliers at DuPont. Yeah.
3608S.
3608S. Okay, I'll try that. Carlson Auto Body Supply, I think, carries DuPont still. Okay, thanks, Sparky.
You're welcome. It's not as good
Oh,
as
by the way, Sparky, I commented on your build videos there before about that. I think that's the nicest airplane that I've seen that you turned out, and I sort of preempted that. I should have waited till now. That is looking fantastic. That is definitely the best I've seen on your videos.
Thank you.
That's gorgeous.
We'll see
Hey,
how we
Sparky, I got a question.
Yeah.
You know, we talked earlier last summer about the Napa spray primer,
right.
and you said the newer one isn't any good. What is wrong with the? Does it not work as well, or what's the problem?
The old can gave the list of ingredients, and amongst the ingredients was xylene.
Right.
Now it says aromatic distillates. And the difference is it doesn't dry the same. It's like rubber. It doesn't sand the same. It's just a different product. It's just crap. It's junk.
Right. Yeah, I compared the ingredients. I saw where they took a couple things out, but xylene and I saw that. But anyway, I just wondered. So it's kind of rubbery then, I guess. Huh?
Right. The original stuff had toluene, xylene.
Yeah.
You know,
I love that stuff. That stuff worked great the last time I painted.
Right.
That was the old stuff.
That was great stuff.
With the
$3
xylene.
a can too. The
Yeah.
closest thing you can find to that primer right now is called Crest primer. But it's
Where do you get that at?
Just type in Crest primer on the internet.
Crest, C-R-E-S-T?
C-R-E-S-T.
Okay.
About $15 a can. Let me get a can here.
Okay.
It's ridiculously expensive. Not like, and it acts pretty much the same. Now this is the etch coat for spinners, but they also have a fill coat too. But that's what the can looks like. I think it's AP what you're looking for. But it comes in a 15-ounce can. It's about $15.
Okay.
And this stuff contains all the good shit in it. all the good stuff that'll kill you is in it. That means it works. Aromatic distillates don't work very good.
Sparky, I'm an old pro with strippers, so I've faced death.
Stripper's good.
Yeah, I've used stripper to do a lot of different old airplanes years ago, and I'm still alive. So they give you all those warnings about masks, and I do wear goggles because I don't want to get it in my eye. But they give you all those warnings about, don't use it in a closed area. Well, in the wintertime, it's got to be a closed area. So
As my
nothing you
dad
can
would
do.
say, it's the laws of attrition. Don't eat the paint.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Remember as a kid where you used to take and chew all the dried up dope and glue off our fingers, spit it out?
Oh, I never tried that.
I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah,
You spit it
I don't
out,
think I ever
Bob?
tried that. So.
Yeah, I'd spit it out. I never liked sunflower seeds either. So
Great. Well, thank you. Let me get to Phil. Hey, Phil, thanks for coming in. Hope you and Vicky had a good holiday.
Oh, we did. We had a great one. It was had most of the family together and had a great time. Then tried to go flying this morning and found that moisture in the basement had let my elevator. Anyway, things swelled a little bit and things got a little tight. When I went to put the lines out, I said, "Wait a minute, this can't be right." So I had to come home and sand it down a little bit and then seal it with some CA. It'll be ready tomorrow.
This is your SV11 you're talking about?
No, I wish. SV's not going to be ready for a while. Can't find Monaco close enough to match what I got. I'm waiting on some Japanese stuff to come in. I'm hoping maybe it's Chinese. I forgot. Anyway, ordered some from, oh, for heaven's sakes, Hobby King. And Dennis told me about it, suggested Hobby King. So I tried some from there and we'll see if that matches. I'm not too worried about the blue because I put a black line or something between them to break it up. But that white was just, it was stunning, the difference. I thought white was white, but man, no. It didn't look anything like the other white. So we're gonna see what we can do. We'll have it ready next week.
You're gonna dope and tissue it? Is that what you're gonna do with the
No, I'm gonna Monaco to put it back just like it was.
Okay, so it's film you're gonna get from Hobby King. It's film from Hobby King.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
we're gonna try to get that. It's ordered. I don't know when it's going to come in, but it's ordered. I've got two rolls of white coming, a roll of blue, and a roll of bright red for another project I've got. If it works, I'm gonna try it on another little project. But we're working on it. I mean, the guys have all come up with an airplane that the three of us are going to build. We don't know about the fourth one yet. We hadn't talked to him about it, but three of us are going to try to build for next year. And if that works out, it could be interesting. It'd just be I don't want to say it. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see four of the same airplane out there flying because we've all got 46s. So we'll all go out there flying the same plane and just see who can build it and fly it the best. Because I went out today and when I couldn't fly mine, I just watched Buddy fly. Well, a few of you saw Buddy fly at Brodak last year and win classic with an old time airplane, a Jameson Special. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, he's not the Jameson is no more, but he's got a chiseler now that he's gonna be a problem for the years out.
Wow.
He's gonna be a problem next season. He's flying really well. Tommy hasn't lost a step. Tommy thinks he's not got it anymore. I watched him today and he would have been top 5 at the Nationals in old time without any problem at all. I think he could have won it. I mean, no disrespect to the guys that did win, but Tommy is really flying. Well, Tommy always flies well. And his landings, anytime you can land a stunt wagon or an All-American senior and not bounce and do it consistently, you are a good pilot. And Tom does. And he brings it up and rolls it right up. We're sitting in our chairs. He rolls it right up in front of us. We just look at each other and say, "I got it." Yeah, somebody will get up and get it for him. He's a mess.
Yeah,
he's just a mess.
Those chiselers are such a cool looking airplane.
Oh, they are. They are. I'm thinking serious about one myself, and I've never thought about one until about a year ago, and I started looking at the one Keith had. It's about 2 back now, but anyway, Keith's is a good looking plane. But I've got a Pathfinder and 3 other airplanes to finish, just basically to paint. But I'm getting there. But I got a question for Big John since he's back. Big John, this water-based paint, what kind of clear would you put over it?
Yeah.
What kind of clear would you put
I
over
use
the
clear dope.
water-based paint?
Beauty rate. I used clear dope on mine.
Clear dope. Okay. I have that. That'll work.
So I would
That'll work.
imagine if it'll take, I imagine if it take clear dope, you could probably use death paint.
We'll give it a shot. I'm gonna try to get it done up here before long so I can show y'all. Show y'all this thing when I get it finished.
Yeah.
So I give you a hard time with it.
Try
It's,
it out, test.
Do what? They won't quit.
Say try it on a test piece
Yeah,
first
I'll
before
do
you,
that.
do the whole thing. Yeah.
I'll do that. The dumbest thing I've done lately. We ought to have a segment where we tell everybody the dumbest thing we've done lately. I tried to play Sparky. I've watched Sparky's videos and he puts white in his clear so that when he paints it, it'll already have a white tint to it. It makes it easier to paint it because when you paint it, it covers so nicely. I tried to do that and mixed up some paint, but I forgot about something. The clear that was in that jar, I shouldn't even tell this one because it's terrible. What was in the jar? Huh? Nitrate. And I tried to tint it with butyrate. Oh, that didn't work.
Yeah.
That just didn't work. Oh man, I had no idea it would have such a nasty reaction. Oh, that was awful. Looked like clabbered milk. It was awful.
No, it's too bad.
Hey, Phil, you remember Dilbert? Remember the comics, Dilbert?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's his buddy, Ratbert. All right.
Yeah.
So Ratbert says, silly you. All right. So
yeah, silly me. Yep. I goofed up. Next time I'll label what I've got in the jars.
That could go with Charles's
use it for a cockpit pilot.
Do what?
You have to use it for a cockpit pilot. Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis needs to do that.
Only if I build a Bearcat like Mark Gerber is. I'd need something at least that big to put it in. So,
man,
you could wave it around in formation with Charles's little airplane when we're not talking about airplanes.
Yeah, that'll work. Lordy, lordy. Dennis, y'all have a good time. Good Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
Good deal.
I cooked the meal and everybody survived, so I'll take that as a win.
You're slipping.
I hear you. I hear you. We're gonna do something new for Christmas. My daughter decided the other night. I told him I was tired of Vicky having to cook for 2 days to have some people show up, some show up late, and all. It just really got the best of me when they show up late. And then so I came for some of the ham. No, you can't be on time. You don't get to pick and choose. Anyway, they're gonna one daughter's gonna cook one thing, and granddaughter's gonna cook something else. Everybody's bringing something. My wife's gonna fix the potato salad. It's the one thing she fixes better. She fixes any of it better than any of the rest of them. But she makes a potato salad that is legendary. So she's gonna fix a potato salad, and we're gonna get together and eat Christmas Eve. And then everybody can do their own. The problem with the kids getting older is the kids want to do things with their new families. And
Right.
You have to kind of, they should. So you have to kind of work around that and figure out a way to let them be their own self. Be their own, whatever, however you say that.
Right. I follow you.
Yeah.
Speaking of Christmas, how many of you all put up airplane ornaments on your tree?
Let's see, a Wright Flyer and 2 little bitty planes that I made up that I built myself.
Yeah, I got about 4 of them, including the Wright Flyer. You bought that in 2003 for the anniversary, I bet.
Yeah, I bet I did.
Yeah, I bought that and a whole bunch of them for my friends and family.
Oh, I'll tell one of myself. My wife bought one for me. It's not an airplane. It's a guy in short shorts riding a bicycle. He puts that on there every year. Everybody laughs about it. They call them my midlife crisis shorts.
I got one of those little motorized helicopters that plugs into the mini lights that Santa Claus is in it.
Yeah, I like that. That's cute. That's there's so many.
We
neat
call the
things.
tree our seasonal cat toy. Put it down low, and all the
No.
ornaments on them are cat friendly. And our cats are too damn well behaved, and they won't knock them off and play with them, even though we try and encourage them to.
Well, I tell you what you can do to encourage them even more, because we do it.
Put some
We've got
catnip on them.
No, we put a spinner on our tree, so the tree moves.
Oh yeah.
And then the train, there's a train in the tree. You leave take one layer of the limbs out and fold them down, and put a train in the tree and have it run the other way. So the tree's turning this way, and the train's going that way, and the dog just sits back and barks at it. He can't figure out what the heck's going on. But anyway,
that makes me think of something. What we should do on a tree.
What's
is
that?
do like Windy did on his train track, where he had his model airplane field and the one airplane was flying round and round. We should do that on Christmas trees.
We have one of those for my wife's train set.
I'm still working on the angel on top of the tree, based
Oh,
on
you
your
like
story
that,
from
did you,
last year,
Danny?
Bob. Yes. Yes.
We have
you guys see what I'm sharing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I had a friend of mine, Joe Mata. He was talking to me about. We went through the all the maneuvers in the stunt pattern, right? But we forgot or we neglected to mention there is a beginner pattern, and so I wanted to just kind of go through that for the beginners.
What document is this, Charles?
Say it again.
What document is this?
This is out of the 22, 23 Precision Aerobatics
the AMA
PDF,
rule book, isn't it?
The rule book.
Okay.
Yeah. It's also on Brodak's website.
Okay. So anyways, these are just the beginners. They don't have to do all of them too. You can just, as a beginner, you can go to the judges, explain to them what you're going to do, and explain to them that you're not going to do, let's say you're not going to do a square loop. So, but anyways, here's the order. You take off in level flight. Then you have a wing over. It's not a reverse wing over, so you recover upright. Then you need to do 3 inside loops, and you can recover either upright or inverted. I always recommend to recover inverted, and then do the 3 outside loops. Then you recover upright again, and then you do 2 inside square loops, and then you do 2 horizontal 8s. And then you have 2 overhead 8s. And again, between all these maneuvers, you still would give your judges a chance to record their score. So you'd want at least 2 clearing laps, so they have a chance to write down a score. Then after the 2 overhead 8s, then you land the plane. And you don't need to worry about appearance points in beginner. And the contest that Joe Mott has gone to lately, they didn't even charge, there was not even a fee for, as far as an entrance fee if you're a beginner. So the big takeaways is that you don't have to do all these maneuvers in the beginner pattern. You can do what you can do, and at a contest, Joe Amata at Las Vegas, he was suggested by Eric Rule and by Leroy Black as a beginner. You don't have to do the whole maneuver. You could just make an attempt to do like a square. Let's say you just went up and then you just kind of bailed out of it, you get 10 points. So you could do things like that. It's how you use the rule book. You can actually get 10 points for the maneuvers you can't do if you just make an attempt to try to do it. And now we get at least 10 points for an attempt. I know all of us here know how to do the pattern, so we probably don't have any questions on this, but this is really for the benefit of those who are beginners. Because sometimes people think our show is just like you have to be an expert, you have to be all that in a bag of chips. But I want to always take care of the new guys that are doing this. And so I wanted to show you the beginner pattern and explain to you those things. So did I miss anything, do you think?
No,
Charles, we all started somewhere.
Charles?
Yes, Steve.
The beginner event at the Nats is a big deal.
Yeah,
I mean, ever since Alan Brickhouse was doing it, they have prizes for the winners and the participants. Folks donate things, airplanes, kits, fuel, engines, just all kinds of stuff. And they let the kids pick first. It's wonderful. So I think it's a helpful stepping stone for folks, not only the kids, but also the adults. The guy running it now is, I remember when he first won that event, Mike Stinson, and now he's running it.
Nice.
So yeah, no, I think it's a good introduction for folks to compete at the Nats, and yeah, it's something that could be implemented at a local or regional contest too. And
yeah, I was thinking about pushing for that here, Steve, at
Yeah.
our contest, but unfortunately, with the U.S. Nats and the Worlds coming up and everything,
yeah,
nobody is hosting a contest in Western Canada this year.
oh my.
So it's
Yeah,
pretty disappointing.
we haven't had any beginners at our contest, but maybe if we talk about prizes, maybe we'll get some. I don't know. Might be a good thing for a regional kind of contest, Mark. Something
On the
Cameron
subject
help
of
out with.
prizes, Steve, they're pretty easy to get. I just go around to local merchants that I've dealt with over the years in
Yeah.
industry. And, I've gotten, equivalent of Harbor Freight copies of Dremels and sanders and, stationary sanders and aircraft plywood, 64th and 32nd inch. One of my vendors supplies full sheets of that, and I cut it up into 12 by 36 pieces for prizes. And I give away all kinds of motor mount stock and clamps and you name it, and gift certificates for Lee Valley Tools and the hobby shops. And
Yeah.
if a person just goes around and asks, the merchants are happy to help out in the community.
Harbor Freight, I would have never thought of that one, but that's a great idea.
Yeah, where I go to is Princess Auto because that's sort of the Canadian similar to Harbor Freight. But
Okay.
Very cool.
yeah, the one time I went into one of the stores and the manager said to his assistant manager, "Grab a shopping cart, take this guy around, and load him up with $250 worth of whatever he wants."
Oh wow!
Wow.
Yeah,
We need to do that in the United States then for beginners. That'd be a good draw.
Well, that's
Yeah.
about a gallon of fuel anymore, isn't it? But
Yeah. And how
And a
many
glow
of us
plug.
have
Maybe
all
a
these
half
kits
dozen glow
around that we're
plugs.
never ever going to
Yeah.
build? We could donate a kit or
Yeah.
two to a contest too.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
thanks for the suggestion, Bob.
Good idea. Really good.
It
idea.
is. Hey guys, I want to transition to the after party, so I'm going to stop the live stream. I want to thank everybody for coming in. I appreciate it. So look to tune in again next Monday. We're not going to go away, but we will be live again next Monday, and we'll talk about what you've been doing lately and what you've been doing in your shop and if you've been doing any flying. So until then, fair winds and tight lines. See ya.